And you know what? We'll get back to Hassan in a second, maybe. One thing that I want to talk about, right, that's kind of tangentially related to the term slave hot. Do y'all remember a few days ago where I told y'all that fine shit would be taken and commodified? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when I told y'all that, like, that's going to be the new phrase? Watch.
I've actually heard the truth. I got banned specifically because I covered the motives of the Israeli embassy.
Pause. Also, I want to point out, this is something I saw. Actually, I really posted a video or something on somewhere, but like, fine shit is the new thing that's being taken from AAVE. It's being stolen and commodified in real time. You might not have seen it yet, chat. It might not have hit your feed, but it's coming. It's coming. You're gonna start seeing what's that? You'll know. You'll see it in like 2-3 weeks. Once the song starts saying it. This was May 28th. Or technically this was 26th. May 26th, 2025. This was like 4 days ago. This was yesterday.
There you have it. The Huz have spoken.
Nope,
You guys on me?
sorry, I am fine shit. Captain, tell him I'm fine shit.
We have to prove our worth. If we get to day 2, you'll unlock the fine ship status. It's
That makes sense.
like a credit card.
Oh,
Okay, let's get these treasure
do you know
chests.
Discover's accepted like everywhere?
That's not how it gets introduced, but we are sharing slang, which leads to this. Who's sharing slang? That's not, you're just objectively incorrect, chatter. You're objectively incorrect. This does not happen by us sharing slang. It doesn't. It doesn't. This happens when non-black people start using black slang that they hear from the rappers and the athletes, right? And the popular black people. And then other white people taking it from them and then start using it. There's no passes being handed out. The commodification of black language does not happen with the permission of the black community. It just doesn't. Like, I don't think Ludwig started using fine shit because he heard Cardi say fine shit or whatever. I think Ludwig started using fine shit because he heard Jason say fine shit. And Jason got it from the black people. And so like Ludwig and Slime and Squeaks heard fine shit from the young people who I will say are at least more engaged in black culture, and they take it back to their spaces and they use it as like ironic language because that's what the youth are saying. And it becomes the butt of the joke. That's what happens here. Okay, yeah, I'll give you this one. This is where it took off. Yes, this was not the origin, right, of the term fine shit or the word fine being used to describe a beautiful woman. That has happened for decades. And this is even coming at like this guy, right? I'm not even talking about this guy or Max. They're using language that has been used within black culture normally. I don't expect rappers to like not use language that they've been using, right, in their music. Of course they are. The problem is non-black people will hear that language and be like, oh, now that's a cool thing to use now because I heard a rapper say it, right? So now it's no longer language that is used within the black community. Now it's cool people slang because a rapper is saying it, which then gets taken by young non-black people, which then gets taken by older non-black people who are using it ironically to make fun of the young non-black people. That's what's happening. You have like black people using language with other black people and creating slang, and then you have non-black people seeing this language be exchanged around, and they start taking it and they start using it with other, sometimes black people, but also sometimes other non-black people. And so this becomes its own situation, which then on top of that, older non-black people will see what's going on here and they will take it and they will start ironically using that same language with other older non-black people. And that's where we are now. And this happens consistently. It also seems like when Ludwig uses these terms, he's almost making fun of it like he knows what he's doing or something. He does know what he's doing, right? But what he thinks he's doing is he thinks that he's making fun of the non-black people here. Ludwig is here. Ludwig is using the language to kind of like poke fun at what the youth are saying, even though the youth have gotten it and taken it from the black people, right? So when he says like, you know, fine shit, crash out, unk, things like that, and he's like says it in a way that's like humorous or making fun of it, right? It's supposed to be poking fun at what the youth are saying. He's like, oh, like, you know, I'm not like Gen Alpha or Gen Z, but I'm saying Gen Z words. Isn't that funny? But that's coming because the Gen Z people took it from black culture and black people. So he thinks he's making fun of these people, but he's actually making fun of these people. And I described this months ago with the term unk. Black people using unk to describe an elder within their community. Non-black people taking that, changing the term to mean an old person and using it to other non-black people. And then the older non-black people then taking that term and using it because that's what the cool kids are using now. This happens all the time, consistently, like YN, exactly like YN. Right? So I don't think the older non-black people are doing it maliciously. They do it for everything that is youth adjacent, right? But they're not understanding that that comes from black culture. And the problem, and if it just stopped here, it would still be not good. It would still be bad, but it would be one thing. But it doesn't just stop with this dynamic. Because what happens after this is that other older non-black people will start looking at this dynamic and will start calling all of it cringe. They put this into the bucket of cringe, right? Now they say that saying unk is cringe. Saying a crash out is cringe. Now it's cringe to use the language. And now they look at black people who are using language that they came up with and are now chastising them for that language being stolen and commodified and turned into the butt of the joke by other non-black people and older non-black people. And now they're acting like they're above it. Now the black people using language that they came up with culturally is now called cringe by non-black people after that language was stolen by other non-black people. Yes, I feel uncomfortable using my own language out of not wanting to appear as cringe. Yeah, this happens all the time. And this exact dynamic is not limited to language. This is what I call the commodification of the black identity. This does not just happen with language. This happens with hairstyles as well. Black people wearing black hairstyles, young non-black people taking those hairstyles, wearing them out essentially, that hairstyle being considered cringe, and then the black people facing the ramifications for those hairstyles being cringe. I don't think it's necessarily accurate to use stealing when it's just an organic process, but I see your point. No, it's stealing, it's theft. It is not cultural exchange, it is cultural theft. It's stealing. There is cultural exchange that does happen. This is not it. There are examples of cultural exchange that do happen even within the black community in America. Like when you have like non-black rappers who rise to prominence, right? I think it still can feed into commodification, right? But it's still cultural exchange, and that's permitted. Look at any black person talk about Mac Miller. There is an acceptable level of exchange that does exist that doesn't come off of the backs of the, as Chatter is saying, our T-shirt is saying, the end result is that black people are being chastised for using the language they use. Like I saw on Twitter, this account be like, y'all are still using crash out? That's like such old language. Like they came up with it. Who is y'all? You're looking at black people who have cultivated and created this language that they use internally, and now you're calling them cringe for using the language that was stolen. I don't think the speed of change in acceptable cool language has ever been like this. It's taking a turn, commodifies it, bastardizes it, overuse it, and kill it and move on. Yeah, because it feeds into like the internet cringe culture as well. This process has happened forever, but it's so quick now. It happened within a year, literally 1 year. May 15th, 2024 is when the term fine to describe a beautiful woman, right? And the term fine shit specifically was brought into the lexicon of like the streaming landscape. And as of yesterday, May 31st, 2025, is when you get this.
There you have it. The husband's spoken.
You guys on
Sorry,
me?
I am fine shit. Captain, tell him I'm fine shit.
We have to prove our worth. If we get to day 2, you'll unlock fine shit status. It's like a credit card.
Oh.
Okay, let's get these treasure
Do you know
chests.
Discover's
Like
accepted
these,
like
these
everywhere?
are entertainers. It's their job to be funny, and they're just like they're making fun of a term that they know that they don't fully understand and that they shouldn't be using as like older people. Like they know that it's not their term, right? They know that like that's why they're saying it like, you know, yeah, I have a fine shit, right? Yeah, the chopped huzz are on the fine shit. They're saying it like that because they know that it's out of place for them. But they think it's out of place because they are of an older generation. They think it's out of place because, you know, this is like language you would expect to hear from like, you know, FaZe Clan or Jason or, you know, Lacey or whatever, as opposed to like, it's out of place because it's not culturally language that they would use, right? They don't understand that like, that the young streamer boys that they got the term from, got it from somewhere else. And honestly, I don't even know if they care. I would say that this is mostly online. I don't think it happens IRL. No, it happens IRL. It happens for sure IRL. It doesn't happen this quick IRL. The ironic usage that like people get mad, like this part of it, about people calling it cringe, happens because of the online mindset of cringe. If something is ordained as cringe online, that is then mirrored in the IRL sphere by being cringe in real life. So while historically this has happened IRL all the time, in 2025, it's a lot more likely for it to be ordained as cringe a lot quicker because the internet culture moves on a lot quicker, which means that people who are like in schools who watch creators call cringe will call students in their real life cringe because people online are calling it cringe. The problem is not people integrating language from other cultures into their own language. The problem is that language being taken, again, with no respect, with no acknowledgement that it's coming from Black culture, number one, and that language being discarded when it becomes cringe, and then that cringeness is weaponized against the people who made it in the first place. That's what the problem is. That's what the issue is. And there's an added layer on top of it, which if I zoom out even further about why it's bad specifically in this case, you have another group of people outside of the people calling it cringe who will put all of this in the box of unprofessional. You have general, white supremacist society then calling this language unprofessional, right? Calling this language or deeming it as unworthy, deeming it as less than standard English, which they do, even though it is culturally how Black people speak, as uneducated, things of that nature. And that has real ramifications in things that we talk about, like hiring disparities, in like police violence, wealth disparities, and how people view Black people in general. It's like this. Jama, a polyglot, was invited to give a speech at a high school for Language Week. He delivered the entire speech in Gen Alpha slang. Just listen to what's going on here.
Good morning, everyone. It's a true honor to be here at Westtown High School for Languages Week. Your school invited me to give a guest lecture about the importance of learning languages, but it occurred to me that all of you are already, in some sense, multilingual, whether you realize it or not. And that's because you speak the Gen Alpha dialect of English, a language so distinct that I, an aging 34-year-old millennial, genuinely cannot understand it. Or at least couldn't understand it before I spent weeks immersed in TikTok videos studying your dialect to partial fluency. And because nothing drives home the importance of learning languages better than hearing someone else try to speak your own, I'm going to try to deliver the rest of this speech in your very own native tongue, Gen Alpha. But wait. Of course, to facilitate the comprehension of my fellow elders on YouTube watching this as a video, I'll also be including subtitles in standard English. So, without further ado, it's low-key a huge W to be vibing here at Westtown High School for Languages Week. But chat, let's lock in. Brooke came prepared. Now, I know it's giving to Lulu for this chuggy boober to speak in such skibbity brain rot. But if you'll bear with me, I'll put the fries in the bag in just a second. I do actually have a message here, type shit.
Look at his face. This is a, like, I know it's funny to laugh at how cringe this guy is, but like legitimately, this is a mockery. I know it sounds weird to say. It sounds like, oh, Sean, it's not that deep. It is a mockery. It is a direct mockery of like Black culture. It's not. I think minstrelsy just doesn't do a perfect job of describing this situation in modern context, but it's very similar. It is a version of minstrelsy.
As I was saying, no cap, I was dead ass pressed about understanding this language.
Like, it's so disgusting. It's gross. 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 Right? And it's frustrating to me because like you see the way you culturally speak being treated as unserious, right? Unnatural and unprofessional and deemed as substandard English, and how AAVE was never seen as a genuine dialect until it's turned into something that is approachable to white people in like Gen Z language or Gen Alpha language. It's frustrating. It is frustrating to see, right? And that's why Chatter, who's asking, why is it bad? That's why it's bad. I've never even considered this before this stream. And that's kind of the point, right? Black people even talking about this is just not taken seriously.
I had to absorb the drip so I wouldn't get aired by your generation. High key.
Like, it's not even that he's using the language, right? But he's using the language wrong, right? He's using the language incorrectly.
High key, people think Gen Alpha slang is just memes and brain rot, but on God, it's giving linguistic glow-up core happening IRL. Every time you drop a gyat or it's giving, you're legit patching.
Like his translation for gyat is wow. Gyat is so simple, it's literally an acronym. No, it's not. Gyat is not an acronym. It's not an acronym. I thought it was the sound of the blicky. No, it's an emphatic version of goddamn, 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 gat.
You're legit patching the English language DLC with fresh updates, literally shifting the English meta. Language evolves because you're
Online, thank you for the 2-month resubscription.
We're constantly cooking new ways to pass the vibe check, and honestly, your memes today finna hit as the textbook vocab of tomorrow. Bet. And this is exactly why
What? Even in everything that he said so far, it's still bad, but at least he's like around the correct thing. But like, bet is not a sentence ender. You can't just be like, I make a claim, bet. Bet is a response. It's an acknowledgement. You can't bet yourself, right? Somebody says something, you say bet, right? Like you don't. What did he translate it as?
States, literally shifting the English meta. Language evolves because you're constantly cooking new ways to pass the vibe check, and honestly, your memes today finna hit as the textbook vocab of tomorrow. Bet.
It doesn't mean really. It doesn't mean really. What are we talking about? I think he's saying facts. He thinks bet means facts? That's crazy. Just like white people thinking that this shit means this and not this shit. Yeah, right? Because the problem is that nobody ever cares to ask the black people. Nobody ever cares to ask. It comes from hubris. That those VTubers who were like teaching other VTubers about AAVE, and then one person was like, what is this GAT thing? You know, does it mean this? And they're like, haha, no, GAT is actually an acronym. Like, it's not. It's not an acronym.
Here, okay, GAT, I'm assuming is a play off of bliat?
No.
I'm so off.
So it literally means the actual what it's short for is get your act together.
Ah, okay, it's abbreviation.
But you're basically usually it's seen as like a respectful-ish way of saying someone is very attractive. So like if you see someone who's just crazy attractive to you, you'd be like, yeah.
What? Interesting. This is like the reverse of
But the level of hubris you have to think that you know better than the people who've created the language in the first place. It comes from hubris. And it only comes off of the back of denigrating black culture, right? So they will just make up their own definitions of words. White people being like, yo, jit, or whatever. People ask them, what does jit mean? They're like, oh, I don't know. I stole it from a black guy. Junior in training. That's what jit means. It means junior in training. That's right. I made it up. That's the problem. That's the issue. That's why I'm saying that it's stolen. They're like, oh, gat. Like, what does gat mean? It means, I don't know. I stole it from a black girl. What does it mean? Girl, that ass thick. That's what it means. Yeah. And I just made it up.
And this is exactly why learning languages hits different. Just like how your casual Pookie talk could soon be the dictionary definition, picking up another language gives you front row seats to how people around the world give the deets. It's like unlocking infinite drip, allowing you to catch dubs across cultures, connect deeper with the squad, and stand new perspectives that would otherwise leave you ghosted. Languages aren't just sus grammar of you ghosted. Connect deeper with the squad and stand new perspectives that would otherwise leave you ghosted. Languages aren't just sus grammar rules, fam. They're the ultimate riz for becoming a real one everywhere you pull up. It's the Giga Chad energy for me. So, knowing languages isn't mid, but it's not just a flex either. It's an infinite money glitch that slaps. People finna get pressed saying languages are chopped or too hard. Don't listen, bestie. They're just salty because their language game is dog water. Being multilingual is OD, letting you stand cultures, vibe with international fam, and utterly mog your career. No cap, speaking another language lets you go off, turning you into an absolute conversational Rizzlord. So yeah, chat, that's the sauce.
The pipeline, as I understand it, is queer black culture, black community, queer white community, white people, corporate marketing, death, old people. Not particularly. The queer black culture and black culture aren't separate, right? They're part of like the same dynamic. It's not like a separate thing. There are slang that do originate from the queer black community. There's often commodified by the queer white community. But there's also slang that originates from the black community at large, right? That is then commodified by the community at large as well. And that it just goes to different places because, and this is for different reasons, right? There was something that I saw somewhere that's like, you oftentimes see like white queer women who want to embody a more masculine identity, adhering to more black male archetypes, and a lot of white queer men who want to embody more feminine identities are adhering to more black women archetypes because of the hypermasculinity and the hyperfemininity with black men and black women specifically.
Keep cooking, stay goated, never be mid, and FR, study hard and go rizz up that knowledge.
Imagine, like, genuinely, imagine being this person. Imagine being a black woman in this room. Not only is this white man in front of you getting a symbolic degree after your actual degree work, not only that,
just subscribe.
but he then talks to you in a bastardized version of your cultural language while giving that language to somebody else. It's an insane slap in the face.
It's fine shit.
Ow! Oh, hold up.
Yeah,
Wait,
So
definitely
it's
do
worth
that.
picking up items no matter what.
We're playing like fine shit.
We are playing like fine shit for real.
Yeah, we all have our days out.
Your what out?
What?
Our day.
I don't like when you say that.
Why?
I don't
I just-
understand.
born in
not like things. Can I not
1990.
like things?
I was born in 1990, man.
That is so long.
AAVE because I vaguely recall Olympic saying it on the Wine About It episode. Yes. Or like Goofy Ah. Goofy Ah was a thing as well.
Come on, fine shit.
That must be me. Sometimes I do feel like fine shit. I've been trying to
they say it, and I was watching pretty much the entire time. They say it so much.
Put that anchor in his fine shit. Shit at you.
We didn't know there was a second guy.
Where's fine shit? Oh, he's over there. You see us on the map?
Please, I'm the Duchess, not fine shit. Yeah, there's some farmers.
You're saying the Duchess is not fine shit?
I don't like to be referred to as such.
But what if you just are that?
I fight for the
It
chopped
sounds
toes.
cringe already. Because it is. Because they are literally running it into the ground.
But what if you just are that?
I fight for the chopped toes.
Oh. Well, it
Like
seems
an
we have a
allegiance?
misalignment of goals.
I'm the fine shit who fights for the chopped toes.
Good shit.
Well, I'm fine shit. I'm fine shit. You are the chopped huzz. Fine shit. Do not sip on semen.
Oh.
What are you
That
guys
is for the
talking
chopped
about?
huzz.
Call me chopped then. I don't know what to tell you.
You guys on me?
No, sorry, I am fine shit. Captain, tell him I'm fine shit.
We have to prove our worth. If we get to day 2, you'll unlock fine shit status. It's like a credit card.
Walking the cloud, whatever.
Okay,
you need to
Ludwig,
grab my
congratulations,
chicken
you're
biryani.
fine shit. Oh, here.
Oh, I can use the whip. Right. Wonder if it's good.
Fine shit revoked.
Bag secured.
Oh, that was really fast. Good job.
It's low key fine, I guess.
No, you're right. I'm not fine shit.
A little help here. What's some fine shit gotta do to get...
My weapon sucks. I'm not gonna fuck with you about it. It's like the dung eater, but like fine shit. You know what I
I heard
mean?
From Software is gonna drop a lot more characters too, which is kind of sick.
Which I am grateful.
She's low key fine shit.
What did you guys watch?
I watched, well, the fine shit was talking to me, and then I wasn't really listening very much. But then I checked the round table, and there's like a shitload of bosses now.
That's 24 instances of this one phrase in this one stream. There's a bit of banality of evil vibe to it. Like, I don't think they're being malicious doing anything, but end result is the same. I already think the fine shit is cringe. It's the first day I've heard it. It's a culture crusher speedrunner. Yeah. Would it be interesting to know where Ludwig picked it up? Honestly, probably like the Face Boys, right? I don't think it was a black person, if I'm being entirely honest. I don't think he heard a black person say fine shit and then like started rocking with it. Reminds me when Ludwig was making fun of Aiden Ross and just said AAVE. Bring back white slang. So we especially gave perspective on this here.
You say AAVE words? Yeah, right? Isn't that most of common culture, I feel like, comes originally from black culture? Like, black culture becomes mainstream culture. Almost always. Whether it's like literally every dance move in Fortnite, like 80% of them originated in black culture. Whether it's like vocabulary used on like video games played by middle schoolers, usually came from black culture. Pizza box?
Bad, because it's. I found the clip. Link it this way. I don't see it.
No, it's not.
Oh no, I'm gonna def him real quick.
Did he look at it? Is he also looking at AAVE words?
I think.
I got baited. So anyway, yeah, I do. But I think there's like usually words that start in the black community become so synonymous with just culture as a whole that I don't think they're like intertwined to a specific culture.
How does that happen, Ludwig? How does that happen?
I think what is weird to do is to use AAVE words specifically in situations if you're like hanging out with black people and then you like change your vocabulary. And that happens. That's a thing.
AV is so integrated into global youth culture that at ASL, I've had to consciously unlearn using it so often because I learned it so much of it from black says black influenced white sources. And that's a reality, right? Which is why I've never said that like, oh, you should never use AAV. AAV is always bad or whatever. Because like, that's just an unrealistic expectation, right? It's a reality that you're going to engage with Black culture when you are learning English, when you are engaging with American media. That's just what's going to happen. Just asking that you try to use it correctly, or just try to be around Black people. The biggest problem that I have is like this gets removed from Black people. There is good cultural exchange that can happen with language. And do you know what an example of this is, Chet? It's pretty close to what we see here, actually.
What's Ute?
Like you call them YNs in 2024?
What's that YN? Am I saying something bad?
So technically you said nigga, but you did.
Oh my god! Don't say that! We gotta cut that out! Oh my god!
Well, there, you have your cinema moment.
Why did no one say anything?
You said it so naturally, I felt like you had said it before.
I know. I'm so stressed.
Yeah, it's okay though.
I'm going to jail.
You need to.
Like, this is, I think, my favorite Furian clip. My favorite, yeah, the Emily clip with Tyler is the exact same thing. I want you to watch this clip and think about this Furian clip and see how, and figure out what's different between these and what's happening in this, the Ludwig Squeaks slime VOD.
Really? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you're so kind. Thank you, Tyler. You're so nice. W Glaze. He left after 10 minutes. They're saying.
You know what glaze mean, right?
Like a glazed donut.
No. It's not a glazed donut. It's like dick sucking.
What?
Yes, that's what glaze means. Like you glaze.
Like dick riding.
Yes.
Yeah, and I appreciate the glaze. Because I love glazed donuts.
Oh, this clip is so funny. This clip is so funny. All right. What do you think is the difference between these two clips, which is non-Black people using AAVE versus this VOD where non-Black people were using AAVE? Ding, ding, ding. There were Black people there. That's the answer. It's that simple. There were Black people there. Here, which is pretty similar to what some chaters were saying, the joke is at the expense of the Black people, right? Of AAV, of the language. Here, the joke is not at the expense of the Black people involved, right? But it still involves the language. It still involves non-Black people using the language. Even here, Extra Emily is like not actually like apologizing for using glaze or whatever, right? Tyler's not even checking her like you shouldn't use glaze as AAV, right? But they are around the people which the language comes from, and that means something. This is cultural exchange. He's telling her what it means. Yeah, this is cultural exchange. This is a back and forth, a give and take. Unk dying and becoming cringe does have an effect when like young Black kids in their own communities use the term unk to describe their actual elders in their communities, right? And then white kids will bully them for saying that, which does happen. Black kids getting bullied for using cultural language that they've always used because now it's cringe because white people have taken it, made it cringe, and then dropped it. That happens all the time. I call my uncle Unk since I was 5 years old. Yeah. That's usually how long it takes.
Bling, bling. Bling, bling. Bling, bling. Bling, bling. Bling, bling.
Bling, bling.
Bling bling.
Bling, bling.
Bling bling.
Do you see any difference between this and what I drew here? Well, Black people to young non-Black people to old non-Black people. It's almost like this has happened for decades.